NBA trades are broken. All right, let's talk about the NBA trades that happened recently. Let's talk about it. With my shit. Well, there we go.
According to Woj, is expected to take his physical today in Dallas. One day after the Nets traded him to the.
Like I said before, I think the Mavs could have gotten somebody else. Like this is what they got. The Mavs got Kyrie and Markieff Morris. I can't remember the last time Markieff Morris averaged like 10 or 15 points a game, or even like 5-7 rebounds a game. And then they got Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and then a first-round pick and 2 second-round picks. I feel like the Mavs really could have gotten somebody else, whether it was from the Nets or it had to be like a three-team trade.
The Nets really just traded Kyrie Irving to the Dallas Mavericks. This is huge. Luka's finally gonna get some help. Kyrie is free.
Who are they? Baseball. Oh my god. The spelling errors is crazy.
But what's Kevin Durant gonna do? He's trapped in Brooklyn with brick shot man. He's playing.
I wonder what Ben Simmons is gonna do. Because you literally have Ben Simmons, who was supposed to be like, you know, a superstar in the league, but you know, we all know what happened to Ben Simmons. But like, I wonder what's gonna happen to Ben Simmons right now, because you have this guy who's supposed to be a superstar, who is now surrounded around a bunch of role players. I wonder what Ben Simmons is going to do.
All-time level right now. How is he going to dig the Nets out of this?
Breaking news. The Nets are not, they're not more, at least as they started this season. Kevin Durant is headed.
Did you, I watched the WNBA. I don't watch a lot of it, but I watched some of it. But Sue Bird got traded or signed to New York Liberty, which is an WNBA team. And apparently Kevin Durant begged her to sign just for him to leave like months later. Like, bro, what was you doing?
Phoenix?
Fuck Ben Simmons, exactly. Fuck Ben Simmons. Bum ass nigga, bro. Bum ass nigga. Bro can't average 10, 5, and 3. But I'll hop on 2K real quick, and he can drain the half-court shot. Make it make sense. Fuck 2K. Fuck Ben Simmons.
Well, that escalated quickly. In a matter of 72 hours, the Nets went from having 2 generational players and real hopes at a title to having Cam Johnson and Sir.
See, this is what I'm saying. Ben Simmons is literally now surrounded around a bunch of role players. Don't get me wrong. Cam Johnson and Watanabe have been popping off recently, but still, these are a bunch of role players. A bunch of guys who you expect to come off the bench or put in the starting lineup and get you 10, 15 every night. Like, you're not running your offense through these guys. You feel what I'm saying?
Single himself. The Nets just went from legitimate contenders to a full-blown rebuild in literally 3 days.
Sad.
NBA trades are broken, and I don't know if there's a way to fix them.
Sad.
Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. The big instant betting offer. At least 5
I don't care.
Instantly done with draft promo code bets. Find an alt. What do you get when you combine an all-time great offensive talent with one of the greatest players of all time?
Kevin Durant. Where do you guys think Kevin Durant ranks in greatest of all time? Where do you guys think he ranks? They need to start Johnson over Simmons. Nah, they do. They low-key do. Low-key. I feel like Ben Simmons would be a better fit coming off the bench. Because wholeheartedly, he's not giving you anything starting, really. He's not giving you anything. He's not even giving... It's not like Ben Simmons is doing nothing out there, but he's still a threat to shoot. So at least you have him out there to space the floor. No, that's not the case. Because he can't even shoot the ball. He won't shoot the ball. He can't and he won't. So it's not like you can have him out there to like full defenses and space the floor. No, you can't do that because he literally can't shoot the ball and he won't shoot the ball.
With arguably the most skilled player to ever.
But like I said, where do you guys think Kevin Durant ranks in greatest of all time? Where do you guys think he ranks? Because I rank him pretty high. I know he only has like 1 ring, right? Or was it 2? Did he get 1 or 2 with Golden State? Was it 1 or 2? I think it was just 1. I know he only has 1 ring and like 1 MVP, but I rank him pretty high. And honestly, in my opinion, Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer of all time. Greatest scorer of all time. All time. Greatest scorer of all time. I don't care about James Harden. I don't care about Michael Jordan. I don't care about Kobe. I don't care about anyone. Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer. Kevin Durant is the greatest scorer to ever touch a basketball. Point blank, period.
Championship
That's just my
pedigree.
opinion, though.
You get 7 playoff wins, 2 first-round sweeps, and the biggest disappointment of a team in NBA history. And that's no exaggeration. This Nets team that has quickly came
Was
and
such
went
a
over the last 3
disappointment.
seasons is without
And like Shaq said, this team was such a big disappointment that they have to do a 30 for 30 on it. Like a 30 for 30 short film or some shit. Because you literally have Kyrie Irving, the best ball handler ever, the greatest ball handler in NBA history, and Kyrie can get a bucket anywhere on the court, anywhere. And you can literally put Yao Ming on Kyrie Irving and have Kyrie go to the paint, and Kyrie will find a way to put the ball in the hoop because he's that good. And then you have Kevin Durant, the greatest scorer to ever touch a basketball. Again, he can get a bucket anywhere, and he's so damn tall and lengthy, he can get a bucket over anyone. So, if Kevin Durant misses, it's because he missed. It's not because you affected his shot. It's just because he missed. He's that good. And then you have James Harden, again, who can arguably be one of the greatest scorers of all time and one of the best ball handlers of all time. And again, he can get a bucket anywhere. So it's like you have these 3 guys plus Ben Simmons, and you fail like so damn badly. Like, how does that happen? I don't know where I put him, but I'd probably say top 100. I've been doing it for a lot. But yeah, I would say top 50, top 30. That's where I would put Kevin Durant. Top 50, top 30. You agree with the best scorer? Yeah. Yeah, he's the greatest scorer. He can literally get a bucket anywhere on the court. And he's so damn tall and lengthy, he can shoot it over anyone. You can't guard. Plus, his release is like all the way up here. Like some guys' release will be like right here or like in the middle of their face. His release is like literally above his head. So at his height, his release point, and him jumping, how do you guard that?
out. The biggest flop of a team I have ever seen. 3 generational talents in their prime, all teaming up in a league that was wide open for any team to rise above.
I don't know
the
if
rest.
KD was in
And
his
somehow,
prime,
this
but
trio
I don't
and
know.
then duo fell flat time and time again. The culmination of this ultra-talented 1-2 punch, absolutely nothing at all. I was still reeling myself back in
What was
from
the
the
playoff history?
2 punch, absolutely nothing.
Damn. Was this a first round exit? Was this a first round exit?
I was
Jesus
still
Christ.
reeling myself back in from the shock of the Kyrie Irving trade when news broke that Kevin Durant was being shipped off to the Phoenix Suns. Quite possibly the weirdest part about this 72-hour saga being that the Nets handed over 2 all-time great players for pennies.
Yeah, I feel like. Wait, what did you say?
Saga being that the Nets handed over 2 all-time great players for pennies on the dollar.
I mean, Miles Bridges and Cam Johnson and Jake. Those aren't bad. I forgot they picked those up. I forgot that the Nets got. Those aren't bad pickups. Those aren't bad. Miles Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder. Cam Johnson and Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder can guard. He's a small forward, so he can guard the small forward spot. And he's also big enough and tall enough where he can also guard power forward. So those aren't bad pickups. Plus, they can both shoot the ball. And Miles Bridges, we know Miles Bridges is athletic as hell. He can also shoot the ball. So those aren't bad. I wouldn't say the Nets gave up Kevin Durant for pennies, because those aren't bad
Kyrie Irving
pickups.
is one thing. At the end of the day, I get it. The man didn't want to be there. The writing was on the wall. Got to get what you can out of the inevitable transaction. But Kevin Durant, KD, the Slim Reaper, you couldn't waterboard me into trading that man.
Yeah, no, Kevin Durant. I couldn't. If I was a GM, I'm not letting go of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. I think some people forget that Kevin Durant was the second greatest player in the league. I want to say right now he's like third, because I would say it goes like LeBron, Giannis, and then KD. But I honestly think some people wholeheartedly forget that there was a point in time where KD was second to LeBron, and there was also a point in time where people were also discussing KD is better than LeBron. And I wholeheartedly think people forget that. And yes, obviously that narrative has changed. We all know LeBron is better, but still, I honestly think people forget that. Like, he was literally, it was a conversation literally about Kevin Durant might be better than LeBron James. And LeBron James was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan, the next Kobe Bryant. You feel what I'm saying? I wholeheartedly think people forget that sometimes.
Dangle me by my ankles off the face of a 10-story building, mob style, and I'd say my prayers before trading away Kevin freaking Durant. But no, instead,
Not letting
the
go of
Nets
Kevin
opted
Durant.
to take what they could and decided that now is the time to start a rebuild. What did they get in return for the mega duo of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Well, let's see here. Mikal Bridges, Spencer Dinwiddie, two solid players.
Okay, so see, this isn't bad. Like I said, Cam Johnson, he's a good big man. Plus, he can shoot the ball. Jay Crowder's a small forward, so he can guard the small forward position, but he's also big enough to guard the four. And then Mikal Bridges. Hold on, my cat's being dumb. Yo, chill. Jesus, fuck. My cat is acting hella stupid today. But like, these aren't. You can't say these are bad pickups. But, like, you know, I get it that it's Kevin Durant, the greatest scorer ever. But, like, what did you expect the Suns to give up? You expect them to give up, like, DeAndre Ayton or Booker or Paul? Like, that's not happening. And then this, I feel like the Nets could have gotten somebody else better. Well, they could have gotten, not better, but they could have gotten another
play
player
basketball,
out of it.
two
Another
future
role
first-round
player,
picks,
especially.
and 5 8th graders. I mean, this is getting out of hand. At what point are we going to come to the realization that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush? Especially when the bird in your hand is one of the greatest players to...
This man needs to let that go. Let this go. Kevin Durant, let this go and stay with the fucking team so I can buy your jersey. Damn.
Ever lace up? I get it. Distressed asset and whatnot. But do you know how rare it is to have a player like Kevin Durant playing for your organization? There are teams that have...
No, I like this guy. Whoever's video this is, whoever you are, I like you. Because you're putting respect on Kevin Durant's name. But a lot of people don't because of the whole Warrior situation and him ring chasing. A lot of people don't put respect on Kevin Durant's name for that one reason. So shouts out to you. Whoever made this video, shouts out to you because you're putting respect on Kevin Durant's name. Not a lot of people do that
anymore. A player like Kyrie Irving or Kevin Durant play for their team. And not only did the Nets get, honestly, nothing out of these guys, they got little in return for these guys.
Yeah.
Now, sure, that's a whole lot of picks that very well could become great players in the future. But do you know the...
I saw something on Instagram or some shit, and I forget if it was the Kevin Durant trade or the Kyrie trade, but somebody was like, we literally gave up Kevin Durant or Kyrie for a 5th grader. Because if you do the math, the person that this first round pick could be is like in 5th grade right now. Like the 2029 pick is literally in 5th grade. Or whatever, you know, however the math goes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I saw a comment like that and I just found it funny.
Of drafting a player of Kevin Durant's caliber? Well, considering there's maybe 12 guys in the history of basketball that were better than him, I'd say the odds are slim to none. It's the classic 4 quarters for $1 transaction that we are seeing more and often in today's NBA. In theory, 4 quarters for $1 transaction that we are seeing more.
Damn. They gave up a lot for I mean, it's Donovan Mitchell, but jeez. Y'all couldn't ask for something back? They literally said, here, we'll give you $1 and you give us $50. You couldn't ask for something back, God
more
damn.
often in today's NBA.
Gave up a
In theory,
lot.
this makes sense. I give you 4 quarters and you give me the dollar.
That's just
we
what
both
I
end
said.
up with something different, possibly something that works a bit better for both of us, and we end up with assets of equal value.
That's what I said.
Except this isn't in theory. This is the NBA. One Kevin Durant is worth more than 7 assets that are significantly worse than Kevin Durant. In real life, I could just go and get another dollar. But in the
Like,
NBA,
they're not
you can't
bad-
just go and get
bad
another KD.
picks, though.
In the NBA, the dollar is vastly, exponentially more valuable than 4 quarters. And yet these trades just keep on happening. Take a great, proven player and get cornered into trading him for multiple assets that may or may not add up to the value of that one player. And this, my friends, especially under these circumstances, rarely pans out. But of all the takeaways from these 2 blockbuster deals, I think the biggest realization that I've come to is just how bad the Timberwolves have railed themselves with the Rudy Gobert trade. Because you could argue that the Timberwolves gave up just as much for Rudy Gobert as the Suns did for...
Jesus Christ. Rudy Gobert isn't even like that. I mean, he still is good, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't give up this much for you didn't give up like, you know, good players, but like for Rudy Gobert, like Rudy Gobert's prime was like, I want to say 2 to 3 years ago, when him and the Jazz were going crazy. I forget what season that was, but this is a lot for Rudy Gobert. And for him to not even produce the way you thought he would, Jesus Christ.
Durant. The Timberwolves thought they were trading 10 dimes for $1, not knowing that Gobert was actually a counterfeit bill. So, did the Suns get a great
Basically.
deal, or did the Timberwolves get fleeced? Well, it's a whole lot of both. And I've thought about this ever since the Gobert trade went down. When a player like Rudy Gobert can command 5 players and 4 first-round picks in a trade, what can a truly great player command?
Jesus.
In retrospect, and even in that moment, the Gobert trade was so bad that it crashed the NBA trade market for half a season. But now...
I mean, these aren't bad stats, but like still, like, did you expect to get 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert? Because I wouldn't.
We're back on
Wholeheartedly,
track.
I
You can
wouldn't
still
have.
get your hands on star players. It'll just cost the next
You also have
decade
to.
of your
You also have to think when you trade for players. Just because that player's working out on that team doesn't mean he'll work out in yours. Because they have a system and you have a system. And that player isn't going to necessarily fit into your system. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't expect to get a superstar and expect him to come in and just fit in immediately and produce how he's been producing on his other team. You know?
guys to do it.
But
regardless,
still,
these moves are
I
good for the
wouldn't.
league. Luka
I wouldn't
finally
have
gets
picked
the
up
help that
Rudy
he
Gobert.
desperately needed, and the Suns get a crucial piece that could put them over the top for a title run. I mean, this whole time the organization has been.
I don't know if the Suns have it. I don't know if the Suns have it enough to win a championship. I wholeheartedly don't know. They have a really good team, and their starting five is stacked. But I still don't know if they have it in them to go to the finals. Because wholeheartedly, in the West, you have to go through the Lakers. If they find a way to put it together, especially after they traded Russ away and Pat Bev and picked up a few guys, you got to go through the Lakers if they get their shit together. The Grizzlies haven't been playing the best, but, if they get their shit together, the Grizzlies, you got to go through, I don't know, a few other teams, but I don't know if the Suns can make the finals.
Racking their brains trying to figure out
wholeheartedly
what they need
don't
to
know.
get back to the finals and have a real shot to win it all, and the answer was staring them in the face all along. Just trade for Kevin Durant. But looking back on the failed experiment that was the Brooklyn Nets, I think the most disappointing part is that we never really got to see the full potential of this duo. It always felt like right when they would gain some momentum, something would happen.
Yeah, like we never got as soon as we saw all of them together, something would happen. Kyrie would be in some drama, or Kyrie would get injured. Kevin Durant would be injured. James Harden would be injured. Ben Simmons, every single time we just started seeing them together, something would happen. Every single time. It's just like the
Kyrie
universe
would
was
stir up
like,
some
yeah, we're not
controversy.
letting
The
this
basketball
happen.
part of things was always good. It just felt like compared to all the other distractions, there wasn't a whole lot of basketball going on between these two simultaneously. In fact, out of the 4 seasons and 280 games that took place while Kyrie and Durant were on the Nets,
They played 4 seasons together? They played 4 seasons together?
wasn't a whole lot of basketball going on between these two simultaneously. In fact, out of the 4 seasons and
4 seasons. They didn't. There's no way these guys were on the Nets for 4 seasons. It felt like 1 or 2, maybe 3. Were they really on the Nets for 4 seasons? Because it felt like 2 or 3 seasons. It didn't feel like 4.
games that took place while Kyrie and Durant were on the Nets. They only played together 87 times. And that is about
That's not even half. That's not even half. Jesus.
a tragedy. But I'm interested to see how the Suns look with Kevin Durant. I anticipate they'll go on a run.
Played is a strong word. It's a very strong word. Like, they were on the Nets for it felt like it literally maybe it felt like it because, again, played is a strong word. Maybe it felt like they only played together 1 or 2 seasons because they honestly didn't play that much. There was always an injury, a controversy. Someone was always unhappy with something. Like, so played is a very strong word. But were they really together for 4 seasons? It really felt like 2. And if you guys were together for 4 seasons, then this team was a bigger disappointment than I thought. Wholeheartedly. You had 4 chances to get to the finals with that team. You didn't do it? Like, what?
And make a push for the top seed in the West. Come playoffs, if they are healthy, I think they're capable of taking down any team in the conference. And now that the Mavericks have strengthened their backcourt, I am hopeful that Kyrie Irving has been rejuvenated and we can see him and Luka at full strength. And rip the Nets. I guess it was good while it lasted.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
Can't even say that with confidence.
Yeah.
Let me know what y'all think. Who won these trades? How does this change things for the Mavs? And how does it change things for the Suns? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, until next time.
I think the Nets lost both trades, and the Suns and the Mavs won those trades because I just feel like you gave up two guys who are in. Is Kyrie in top 75? Like the top, you know what that is, right? No, like the top 75 players, like the 75 anniversary, like you know what that is, right? Was Kyrie in there? I know Kevin Durant was. So you give up a player who's considered one of the greatest 75 players of all time, and you trade him for almost nothing. They're not bad trades, but you definitely could have gotten something more for Kevin Durant. And if Kyrie is part of the 75, then again, you gave up somebody who was considered one of the greatest 75 players of all time to play, and you gave him up for almost nothing. You think Kyrie was too? Yeah. So, like,